Good morning, YouTube. I have a huge update about CNC Motors, and this might be the update that everyone has been waiting for.
So are you recording all of the nefarious activities?
If you're new to the channel, my name is Dan, and this is my garage, and this channel is all about the supercar ownership experience. And for those of you that don't know, a couple years ago, we did a lengthy series about CNC Motors. Short version of the story is that there was a guy named Thom who owned CNC Motors. We had a person who was one of our consultation clients, and he's like, hey, I sold my car through CNC Motors. I did a consignment, and they sold my car and never paid me.
And this is where the whole thing starts to unravel. The bank says there's never been a payoff on that car. There's no incoming payoff. There hasn't even been an inquiry from the dealer that you're saying had the car. I'm like, wait a minute. Like, how's that possible?
So that was a huge oh my, this is what's going on here? That doesn't make any sense. We ended up doing a video about that, and next thing you know, we had a lengthy list of people that reached out to us in similar situations. In fact, in many cases, worse situations.
Clayton tried to get a title loan on my LaFerrari.
And the bank calls me and says, hey, these checks bounced. Clay called his bank and told his bank that these were stolen, forged checks.
It was just a nightmare scenario, and if you didn't know, CNC Motors collapsed. They filed bankruptcy, and the whole thing fell apart. So CNC Motors no longer exists. Thom filed bankruptcy. We saw many lawsuits flying around and all sorts of stuff, and all these lawsuits were civil. Well, the big deal finally happened. I received a tip from someone that Thom has been arrested. So I confirmed this. I went online to the San Bernardino County's information system, whatever, and looked it up. And sure enough, Thom is in jail right now, and he has multiple charges filed against him. The charges on the website aren't as descriptive as what you'd expect. It says stuff like theft of an elderly person over $400, and then it says grand theft and some other stuff like that. It sounds like obviously those are just kind of I don't know, placeholder names, because when you look at his bail is set to $8,700,000. So that is a massive bail for him. That obviously is reflective of the scale of his situation, and probably they are concerned that he's a flight risk, is my guess, is why they set it so high. Finally, criminal charges. Yes, it sounds like it's a pretty big deal. I think the reason for the lengthy process and why it's taken years is because of the complexity of the situation. We dug in very deep into this, and we uncovered that, Clay had many different businesses, LLCs, all created and intertwined with each other. I don't know exactly how he was structuring everything, and that was obviously the job of the people who investigated this and brought charges against him, is to untangle this massive weave of all these different companies. Probably somewhere over 100 individuals were involved or victims of this crimes. Yeah, I guess we're gonna have to see what happens with the criminal charges. He's gonna have to go to court over these, and assuming he is found guilty or pleads guilty, I don't know, I guess I don't know how that all works, but if so, then he would be facing substantial jail time, is from the sounds of it. This is all ongoing stuff, so none of it's 100% he's not for sure going to be convicted, but at least finally criminal charges have been filed and he is in jail and has been arrested. Hopefully that can begin some sort of healing for some of you that are victims. The story is so complex and lengthy that if you want to learn more about it, you can go back. I created a playlist of all of our CNC videos. It's really sad. It's unfortunate because they were well-known supercar dealership for a long time, had a great reputation, and then things just kind of fell apart. So what I would say to any of you who are still in the supercar market trying to buy or sell supercars is obviously be careful out there. Consignments are scary. Obviously, we have our own dealership now. We do consignments as of this year. We weren't doing them last year. We are doing them now, but we do them differently. We don't want your title. Don't send us your title. Keep the title. Keep insurance on your car. That's another thing. So like when your cars are being consigned, they're not insured. So those sorts of things, we're trying to do it differently. So if you want to consign a car with us, feel free to reach out to us and we can help you out. The tricky part is, of course, if you don't live local, we need the car here so that we can actually post pictures of it and represent the car accurately, those sorts of things. Anyway, enough about that. I just wanted to give you guys an update for those of you who've been waiting for this. And so there it is. It's one of those where like you're excited and happy, but at the same time it's not for good reasons. Like, you know, it's double-edged sword. I don't want to be happy that someone's in jail because I wish it would have never happened in the first place, I guess is what I'm saying.
Happy Halloween.
I just explained how I was like, I'm happy but not happy. Like,
oh,
you
well,
know, like
it was never going to end perfectly, but this is the resolution everybody's been waiting for. It's
the beginning of hopefully a outcome that will make people more satisfied with the situation.
Yeah.
Obviously, everyone was waiting for criminal charges to be filed, and they finally happened. I appreciate that a lot of you have seen these videos and have reached out to us about your personal situations with bad dealership experiences. Please don't think that we're like the eye in your sky, News 8, whatever, investigators like going to dig in and try to expose scammy dealerships. That's not what we're here for.
Yeah, Dan's foray into investigative journalism was actually a quite stressful point.
I don't want to do that
in
again.
both of our lives.
Like, I have no interest in doing that again. It was extraordinarily stressful.
He didn't know what he was getting into.
This was all accidental, right? So I never planned for that to happen. So please don't reach out and say, hey, can you help me expose some scamming dealership? No, we won't. It's just not going to happen again. Don't waste your time. Also, for those of you asking for recommendations, if you're a victim of a situation like this, I don't have any recommendations. You need to talk to a lawyer. Straight up, that is the best thing you could do for yourself. The sooner the better. It's going to cost you money, and forewarning, you're never going to be made whole. It is what it is. This is why you got to do your homework before you get into the bad situation. It sucks, but if you're already in that situation, it's too late.
I mean, they could potentially, I don't know, could they claw anything back at this point? Like,
no, this is criminal. It has nothing to do with the civil side.
Was that going to be decided
that's all individual.
later?
No, that's individual cases.
Oh.
Some of them, I'm sure, could still be ongoing. I don't know.
Yeah.
I haven't kept up with the civil stuff because there was just too much. There was like 50-something cases filed last we checked. So I don't know the outcome of that. I'm sure some of them have been settled. I mean, he's already filed bankruptcy, so theoretically, if you haven't already settled with some sort of deal, you're probably kind of screwed at this point, unfortunately.
I mean, it's past the state of California's cutoff, right?
Right. There was the state of California recovery fund. We helped a ton of people get involved with that, and hopefully they recovered some money from that. It's too late now. So if you haven't already filed for that, you can't. Statute of limitations have already expired. So again, unfortunately, if you haven't already dealt with the situation, we don't have good news for you. I'm sorry. There you go. That's the update. I guess we'll find out more as the criminal court stuff happens, and that'll probably be one of the last few updates about this that we'll do on this channel. So I appreciate you guys for watching. Like, share, and subscribe. Again, go watch the playlist if you want to learn more about it, but we'll see you in the next video. We'll be doing car stuff. It's going to be sweet.